And now, your First Alert 5 weather.
And welcome back, everyone. A massive storm that's going to impact Colorado through at least the next 24 to 36 hours. Also brings severe weather on the east side of it. In fact, we've seen tornado warnings tonight just west of Wichita in the state of Kansas, and snowflakes flying all across the Intermountain West. Now, one of the newest developments heading into our evening newscast tonight, I mentioned this at the top of the newscast here at 10, is that the winter weather advisories for northern El Paso County have been upgraded to that pink shading. That is a winter storm warning. The concern here isn't so much the snow totals, which still could reach around 3 to 6 inches. It's that combined with the wind. So with wind gust up over 50 and those snowflakes flying, it can be really hazardous driving around town, especially overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. That's the time period that I'm most concerned with. As the storm pulls away eventually after sunrise tomorrow, we should see some improvement, but there could be some slick and icy spots on the roadways. Purple shaded areas, these are now expanded to include southern and central parts of El Paso County, Pueblo County, out east into the lower Arkansas River Valley. We also have these blizzard warnings in effect through late tomorrow night. This includes northeastern parts of the state, as well as areas into Nebraska, Wyoming, all the way up through the Dakotas. Playing around with some mapping between shows, I built this graphic to give you an idea of how much snow could fall over the next 24 hours. Again, this is the same area in the state under blizzard warnings. This is the national blend of models, so it takes in all the different short range and long range models and gives you an idea, range here of how much could fall out towards Akron, 12 to 18 possible, 8 to 12 Fort Morgan to Byers, 4 to 8 in Lyman, 4 to 8 for Greeley, 2 to 4 for Fort Collins and Denver, and lesser amounts on the west side. That's a little different than what we typically see, right? Boulder typically sees some higher amounts versus those areas in the northeastern plains. As this typical cyclone sets up and starts spinning, you can see it right here on the radar composite developed this evening right over Los Animas County. Stuff rotating on the north side is now making a move towards parts of El Paso and Pueblo counties. Just checked outside again. We're located on the north side of Colorado Springs, right about here. I didn't see any snowflakes flying yet, but where you see the darker blues, that's a pretty good indicator that we're getting some heavy snow bands developing right along Highway 94. Fountain, here's a live view right now in town, and you can see no snow that I can see from that cam. Here in Colorado Springs at the station, 31 degrees outside. That wind has really picked up, cranking right now at about 28 miles per hour. Look at the flags flying behind me in Pueblo. Wind strengthening here as the cold front pushes through. Right now just barely above freezing, but that should change here within the next couple of hours. Take a look at the current wind gust. 43 right now in Walsenburg, 39 in the Springs. Out towards Saguache and Slida, gust over there in those areas, 30 to 40. And look at the modeling tonight. Again, one of the big components of the storm will be the strong winds, especially in the Pikes Peak region. Gusts could top 40 to 45 miles per hour during the overnight hours. And the snow, the other big story, right? We're going to see the snow become more widespread over the next few hours. I think most of it starts to pull away between about 5 and 8 a.m. This is going to be the backside of the low. That wraparound moisture could continue across parts of the Palmer Divide, especially east of the interstate, Lyman, northeastern Colorado, with that snow potentially there through tomorrow night. Now let's take a look at local snowfall totals. Pay attention here. I did up these numbers from what I showed you earlier. 3 to 6 is now my range in Monument, 2 to 6 in Denver. I go 1 to 4 in the Springs and 1 to 3 in Pueblo. It's a closer look at the Pikes Peak region, 3 to 6 up north, 2 to 5 Black Forest, 2 to 4 for Falcon, Briargate, and the Air Force Academy, and around 1 to 2 on the south side of town. Also up the totals a bit here into Pueblo County, 1 to 3 in town, 1 to 2 Pueblo West, a little farther west, less than an inch around Canyon City and Penrose. Overnight lows tonight down into the lower 20s in the Springs and Pueblo. It will be cold in Woodland Park as well, down to 14. Highs tomorrow, they're down about 20 to 25 degrees from what we saw today. So one storm, that'll be in the books by tomorrow afternoon. Behind the storm, still windy and really a pretty cold day out there. Breezy Wednesday, and then another round of snow potentially in the works as we head towards Thursday, as well as a reinforcing shot of cold air. Friday's high, just 28 degrees. Pueblo, we're in the 40s and 30s over the next 7 days. Again, could see a few inches of snow in town. Latest developments favoring more accumulation than what we had seen this morning and what we had seen earlier this afternoon. Canyon City, a few flurries out there. Windy conditions Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe a snow chance late in the week. And for Woodland Park, overnight snow and wind and a really cold day out there on Tuesday, Diane, just a high of 27 degrees. Winter is here.
It is here. Alan, thank you. The Denver